Good morning and welcome to another lovely day in Noble Legacy. So, in the last episode we were doing the starting tutorial for the game, and we had got the basics of our village up and running. So we've got our storehouse and market up, we've got new villagers in that are doing the wood cutting, foraging. We've got the fishing lodge up and running, and we've got some new houses added in as well. One of which is still there getting built. Bertha should be getting on with that still. So let's carry on the scenario and see where we get to. So we've got to go and talk to Fred. We also staved off a bandit attack right at the end of the last episode as well, so this might be a continuation of that. No, Fred, come here. Fred. Thank you, Fred.
With deepest sincerity, thank you, my lord. It feels like ages since there was a soul to defend us around these lands.
Safety is paramount. We must all remain diligent and prepare for any retribution these aggressors might seek.
It seems you've managed to make something of this village.
It shouldn't be long before this village is able to truly take care of itself.
So, also in the last episode, we talked about the buildings and the way you can scratch build a building or you can use a prefab. One of which we talked about was the church. Now, in the tutorial, I think it does a lot of the research for you, but I didn't mention anything. I didn't show you where the research is. So if you go to our kingdom menu, see we're in a hamlet at the minute. We've got 7 population. We can have 10. 5 visitors out of 9. There's our kingdom value, and we are a hamlet. If we go to the research tab here, as I was saying for the church, if you're going to get a prefab for it, you need to have that researched, and then a lot of them have the tithe box and candles and things built in. So if you're going to download a prefab from the workshop, and for a church for example, be aware that you'll probably need all of those. Same with a tavern. A lot of them will have the kitchenette and the ale casket in. So you need to have researched those. Now, how do we do that? So, I'm going to ignore the church restoration thing for a second, and I'm just going to put a basic building in here. Again, I always find it easier to start off with just in the aerial view, which is P. And we can put a small foundation at the front with our steps up the side there. Right. So we're going to build a library. Let's get these foundations in so we're not walking on nothing. Right, so let's get some walls in. A door at the front. Don't need a door at the back. And windows. Because it's a library, I want it fairly open. No, we'll have a wall there. a roof. Yeah, we can do it that way. A couple of those. And then we want, obviously, a door, which is in decoration, because doors are decorations. Right, the thing that makes this a library is if we go into services, you need a research desk. So rotate that and we'll put 2 in, because why not? Now, because it realises we're building a library, if you saw quickly on the top there, it said we need to put in a couple of bookshelves as well. So that's under furniture. Got a medium bookshelf. And we need 2 rows of books now. As again, it's pop-ups back at the top right hand corner. So those are in decorations. You can see you can add in all sorts of things. Chests, pots, stacks of books. So they're the wrong way around. Right, and that makes this a library. So let's get this built. Bertha were busy building the other houses, so now, because we've got the resources in our storehouse now, we don't need to carry all the wood and the planks and everything else with us, because it'll take it directly from the storehouse, which makes building a little bit easier. You don't have to keep running backwards and forwards just because you've got a plank. And there we go, we have a library built. Or nearly built. So, like I say, you can throw up a building quite easy, and then, like I say, if you go into the decorations, there's all sorts. Well, let's go furniture first. There's tables, chairs, stoves, all sorts of things you can put in to just give it a bit more of a homely feel. And you could spend days making the place look pretty. Doesn't want me to let the place that, but never mind. So yeah, there's all sorts of things you can add in to make the buildings look really nice, really pretty. For our purposes, for this, that's all we needed. Right, let's recruit Fernando and Ethel. So again, Kingdom menu, recruits. Let's go Fernando, romantic and cheerful. He's the village flirt. Okay, so we've got plenty of money, so we'll just give them what they want. our Ethel the Faithful attended every church service, said prayers throughout the day. That's good of her.
These newcomers are a bit eccentric, but perhaps we can use that to our advantage. We should speak with them.
Right, so we've got to go and find Fernando. Oh, there he is, coming into the village now. Running away from us. Fernando! There we go.
My lord, thank you for inviting me to your village. I would be happy to work any job you require of me. But if I may be so bold, I would prefer to work with the women.
May I ask why?
It is simply a fact of life. The ladies love Fernando, and Fernando works best when he can see their beautiful smiles.
Oh,
He would be a HR nightmare, wouldn't he?
All that remains now is the restoration of the old church.
Oh, best of luck, my lord. Convincing someone skilled and capable of running our church to live here will be much more challenging than recruiting the common folk we've attracted so far.
So, we'll put Fernando in our fishery with Alice for the time being. We've best put him in a house, hadn't we? Put them in the same house, there we go. They can live and work together. And we'll put Ethel in that one. Right. Yeah, fairly sure HR would be onto him fairly quickly. But this is a video game, not real life, so that's fine. So, the old church. Here we are. It's got bits missing. So we've got to rebuild the church and get it watertight, I guess. So let's crack on. Let's get some walls up. I'll put a door there, I think. And then we need some of the angled wall bits. So again, if it doesn't go in straight just as you want it, that one went in, you can use R to rotate the piece. So that's going in the wrong way around. Press R, just rotate it. We need a roof section there. Thatch. And we'd best put a door on there, hadn't we? Oh, and some steps outside, because otherwise we fall out. So, steps. And again, that's the wrong way around, so we'll just press R to rotate. We get the inside of the door and the outside. So, we now just build it. And we need to hire in a couple of people to do this. We need one for the library, and we're going to need a priest. Right, so because it's a church, we need pews. Again, normally you would have to research these. Church and pews, and then those bits. Same with the tavern, if you wanted a tavern. Because this is the tutorial, it's done the research for us. But normally you would have to assign a villager to your library, and it's got to be a tradesman or a noble, and we haven't got any of those spare at the moment. The little flags at the top there tell you what they are. If you go to your villager screen, these normally have the little flags there telling you that this one's a peasant. We have merchants. Alma is a tradesman, so the flag difference is there. And when you recruit, it tells you as well. So there's Harold, tradesman, perfect. We can just get him, and we'll put him straight into our library. And now we can queue up research, and he will just get on with that, and it'll pop up when he's done the research for us. So we need Maximilian as well. So they have requirements when they come in. So he wants to live in a large space structure with a score of 64 or above, well decorated home with a decoration of 50, has a dining table, has a light source. Doesn't want much, does he? So we need to build him a house. Now again, I can do that right here. So if we go into our build menu, I'm just going to use a prefab for this. I thought I had a nice little prefab. It's a church. Now we'll start with a small house. Again, we'll go into the aerial view, and we'll put that there. Oops. Now if we look at this, this is a structure score of, well, 0 at the moment, but it's out of 45. Now we need to make it bigger than this. So what we're going to do is we're going to adapt this house. So let's make it bigger. We can put a couple of extra foundations on the back. Now it's not letting us build that because that gable end is in the way. So if we press Q, we can delete that gable end. We'll need to do this side as well. And I pressed the wrong button. So get rid of that. We'll get rid of this wooden wall as well. And what we'll do is we'll put an archway in instead. Where's archways? There they are. So we'll just have a nice basic archway. So we can now put that wall in there, and we'll have a window there, I think. Now, I'm going to make this room a bit posh, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a doorway here. Best put a roof on it as well, I guess. I always find it easier to do the roofs from the aerial view. We want a couple of the those. And I'm going to move the bed. So again, look at it, press Q, delete that, and we're going to put that in here. Make it a little private bedroom for him. So that'll be under furniture, bed. So he's got a nice little living room and a nice little bedroom. So let's get that built. And he wanted a structure score of 65, I think, from memory. There we go, that's 68. So that should be more than enough once this is built to keep him happy. Bertha joined us. Somebody else hammering in here. And there we go. We have a nice... Oh, missed a bit. So structure score is 102. Way more than his actual requirement, but better to have it better safer than sorry. So we can now negotiate with him because we've met everything that he wants. We've got a structure score of 64 and above, decoration score of 50 and above. He's got a dining table and he's got light source. There's a candle there. That's classed as a dining table. So let's get him recruited. So again, we're making plenty of money with the market stall. So we'll just give him what he wants. Get him recruited. Now, if we go to the house again, so look at the house and press Q. If we go to the house bit there, we've got the details of it. We can also save this as a prefab. That makes it public. So if you want to, you can upload this to the workshop and share it with everyone else. For now, I'm just going to, because I want to do some more work on it before I publish it, but I'm going to save this as a prefab. Oh, I've got to give it a name. Max's house. And we'll save that. So if we go into our building menu now and look at prefabs, there it is there, Max's house. It tells us what we need to build it in down here. So we need 66 logs, 58 planks. But like I say, I will do a bit more work on that and make it look a little bit more pretty, shall we say, and then I'll upload it and you can all have access to this as well. But that's how you save and upload the prefabs so that you can create your own. So let's go back to our church, because it looks like, yeah, we need to put the pews in, don't we? So if we go to build, It'll be under services. Yeah, there they go. There's the pews. So we need 6 of these. So we'll do 3 down each side. And there you go, there's our church built. So we need to assign our priest to it, Max. So again, kingdom, buildings, and assign church is our acolyte. And we've just got to get 4 visitors to our church. Harold, are you not supposed to be researching things? So our little village is coming on now. There's still lots we can do to it. This made a perfect area for our farmers. Little farming hut there. So we zoom out on the aerial view. You see it's starting to come along nicely. Now if you look at this, we've got, that's the fish icon where our fishing hut is. We've got logs obviously. This one is clay. This one I think is copper, which is new to the game. That's only been added in the last couple of days. I did get a warning when I loaded the game in saying that it was out of date because of the new update, but it's on the map there now. So there's clay, there's copper. If we look slightly further afield, there's hunting in it now as well. So we've got rabbits and deer and things. This one is iron, and there's actually a mine over here that you can use as well. So there's iron and clay there. So yeah, there's deer, there's some more iron up in the hills, wild boar, because you can set up hunting things now. There's wolves, some more boar, some more deer. So yeah, you can set up a hunting hut now to hunt for food as well. So you're not just relying on fish and berries. You can actually hunt in the game now. To get access to the clay and the copper and things, you need to build a foundry. Which again, if we go into the research page, there's 3 pages of this. So the first page you've got your church and your tavern.
Oh yeah, how's it going then?
And you've got the different levels of your village. You can research more and more. So at the moment we are still a hamlet. We've got 11 out of 12 people. We've got 1 spare bed. Lots of visitors. Our kingdom value's coming up as we build more and add more to it.
With the temple restored, we should expect to see many more visitors passing through Greenwood.
Most impressive, my liege. Perhaps now we can move on from this town towards civilization. Greenwood is nice, but I prefer someplace less provincial.
And there we go. We have completed the scenario. It's quite rude halfway through my sentence. What I'll do is I'll load in one of my other maps that I've been playing on. So we'll load that in. There's the warning, unexpected behaviours. It's just because they've added in the new resources like copper and a couple of other bits and pieces in an update in the last couple of days, really. Again, this game's early access, so they are adding to it constantly. But it is a very good game. Right, so this is a village that I've built up from the Sandbox mode. It's actually on the same map that we were just on for the tutorial village. Let's have a quick look round. So this is where our church is in the one we've just done. As you can see, I've built a lot more houses. And a bit further on in this, we've got a farm over here. We've got a foundry over here. Fishing ponds basically in the same place. But I've built all this up from just Sandbox mode. As you can see, because it's using the same map, the footprints for where you've put buildings in on the tutorial are in the right place for them. So there are footprints there for them. You don't have to use them. On this one, as you can see, we are making a lot of money. But I've got the services a lot further advanced than we were on the tutorial. Start to get better housing in, more advanced stuff. We've got a tavern here that's a prefab that I've used and then upgraded with stone floors instead of the wooden ones. For the metals and things, as I was saying, you need a foundry. This is quite a nice one that's in the workshop. It's got room for 3 workers. And you just add clay and your iron and things into this to get the more advanced building materials. Which is, as I was saying, on this map, is the mine still there? Should be just... Yes, there it is. So again, you've got your iron and clay there to make bricks and iron tools. Is the copper here? Yeah, so you've got copper there now. The only thing the map doesn't show you is just basic stone, which if you're going to build more advanced buildings you're going to need. That's usually these round rocks. So put a waypoint there and we'll go and have a look. So if we equip our pickaxe, which is number 4 on, I think. No, you can't mine these ones. But yeah, so stone, which you need, it doesn't actually show up as a resource on the map at the moment. Hopefully that will change soon. Somewhere you can usually find it is over by the... Let's go into aerial view again. On this map, over by the mountain over here, there's normally stone that you can pick up, as well as the copper and iron and other things. So it is dotted around. You'll find rocks that you can mine. Some by the river normally as well. But yeah, so that's a bit more advanced village. So we're coming up on sort of half an hour now, so I'm going to call it a day there. Let me know what you think. I'd quite like to do a series on this. Your feedback would be greatly appreciated. So leave me a comment. Just let me know what you think of the game so far. We can start from Sandbox, as I did with this map here, and build it up, or we can do the new scenario that they've just put in. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I'm going to call it there. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've liked the game, and if you've got this far, please, if you haven't already, just hit the little thumbs up icon and give me a like on the video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Still a small channel, trying to grow, and everything helps. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Going back to Ask shortly as well, so let me know what you think. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Cheerio!